Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Azure Cloud today. Microsoft Outlook in organizations would always be full of emails. The older the user is in the organization, the more Outlook data he or she would hold. Furthermore, Outlook can also be accessed from your mobile devices like iPhone and Android. Now, what if the employee loses his device, which has full access to Outlook emails? If that happens, then all the company's Outlook data is gone and exposed. By the end of this video, the answer on how to prevent this would be to set a work pin on our Outlook so that company data inside Outlook cannot be accessed without a PIN code. Along with other things, we would also enforce rules that quietly blocks company attachments from being saved into personal storage. If you have been following this series, Outlook is already protected. In our app protection policy video, we built a policy that covers the whole core Microsoft apps bundle, and Outlook is part of that bundle. So why make a video about protecting Outlook? First is because I want to show you exactly how that protection is built, setting by setting, so you understand what every option does. And second, we are going to give Outlook its very own dedicated policy because email is special and Microsoft itself recommends a separate policy for an app like Outlook. We would also be watching it lock down Outlook live on the iPhone. In short, an app protection policy is a set of rules that live inside the app itself, not on the phone. That is why it works on a personal, unsupervised iPhone like this one that we have, with no special enrollment needed. So even if you have not enrolled an iPhone to Microsoft Intune, this application protection policy would still work. If you want to know more about application protection policy, then click on the card attached on the top right of this video. There are three things involved in an app protection policy, and we will walk through all the three of them. Data protection over here controls where company data is allowed to go. Access requirement is your PIN and biometrics. And conditional launch sets the condition the app checks every single time it opens. Microsoft publishes a data protection framework with three levels: basic, enhanced, and high. We are configuring Outlook to level 2, which is enhanced. Enhanced is the level Microsoft recommends as the standard for anyone handling sensitive information. We are now in our Microsoft Intune Admin Center. To go to the application protection policies, we would click on apps at the left hand side over here, then select a platform which is iOS, iPad OS that we are interested in, and then we would click on protection over here inside manage apps. Now, the very first thing that we'll do over here is solve a problem almost nobody talks about, which is that two application protection policies are not allowed to target the same apps for the same user. If they do, you get unpredictable results with a conflict flag sometimes in the reports. Our existing policy already covers Outlook through the core Microsoft Apps group. So before we build a dedicated Outlook policy, we have to lift Outlook out of the old one. Watch how we do this without leaving anything else exposed. Please do note that I am not deleting this old policy and I am not unassigning it because that would strip protection of Teams, Edge, and every other Microsoft apps on user's device. Instead, I will switch it to selected apps and I will deliberately add every Microsoft app except Outlook. And this is also something that you must follow in a real live environment. So let's get right into it. So we'll click the policy and then we will click on properties inside manage. We will click on edit over here next to apps, and then we would remove it from target policy to core Microsoft apps and keep it selected apps. we would be only removing Microsoft Outlook from here by clicking on remove over here. Once this is done, we will not change anything else. Simply click on review plus save at the bottom of your screen. We will review our selection and then we will click on save at the bottom left over here. With Outlook removed from the existing app protection policy, we now have a clear path. So now we build its dedicated policy from scratch, and this is the part you can repeat for any app that you like. So to create a dedicated app protection policy, we would click on apps again at the left hand side over here. Then we would be selecting the platform, which is iOS, iPad, OS in our case. It's under platforms. Under manage apps, we would be clicking on protection over here. Now, this is the existing application protection policy that we had, but now we have removed Microsoft Outlook from it. To create a dedicated Outlook app protection policy, we would be clicking on create dropdown and then would be selecting iOS, iPad, OS. We would be giving it a suitable name, something like Azure Cloud Today iOS Outlook app protection policy level 2 enhanced. And then we would be clicking on next. Now over here inside apps, we would have to select the application where we would be targeting this policy to. So let's click on select public apps over here. And then in the select apps to target, we would be searching for Outlook over here. And then we would be selecting Microsoft Outlook and would be clicking on select at the bottom right over here. Once this is selected, we would click on next at the bottom left over here. This is the data protection screen and it is the longest one. So I will keep us focused on the settings that matter for the enhanced level. Now watch these 4 settings. First, we would set backup org data to iTunes and iCloud backups to block, as every iPhone runs a personal backup to iCloud or a computer, and normally app data rides along with it. With this on block, the work accounts data inside Outlook is simply left out of that backup. The user's own photos and personal apps back up exactly as before. Second is send org data to other apps. I am setting this policy to policy managed apps with open in share filtering. And that is a little confusing. I agree. So let me translate it. On an iPhone, when you tap the share icon on a file, iOS slides up a menu of every place that file could go. WhatsApp, personal emails, save to the phone, all of it. This setting does 2 things. First, work data is only allowed to travel to other work apps protected by our policy. And second, that share menu itself gets filtered. So personal apps do not even show up as an option. Third, save copies of org data. We would be setting this to block. And then we would be going on in the next option, allow user to save copies to selected services. We would be clicking on the drop down and would be selecting OneDrive for Business and SharePoint over here so that our work documents cannot be saved to any other location apart from OneDrive for Business or the company's SharePoint. For the fourth one, if we scroll down, we would see restrict cut copy and paste between other application. We would be setting this to policy managed apps with paste in. We also did a deep dive on this cut, copy and paste between other apps in the earlier videos. So I will link that on the top right of this video for you to watch rather than repeat everything over here. And 2 quick ones, restrict web content transfer. Kindly go ahead and set this to Microsoft Edge. So when someone taps a link in a work email, it opens up in Microsoft Edge, which is also our managed browser instead of Safari. And the whole browsing session stays under privacy. The next one is org data notification. Kindly click on the drop down and set it to block org data. Notification over here would still arrive on the lock screen, but the work content is stripped out of them. So anyone taking a look of what you are receiving, they will not be able to view the message. They will see that a message exists, but they will not know who sent it and what it states. At this moment of time, I am not blocking screen capture or screenshots to be taken within the managed application. However, if you wish to do that, then please click on the drop down and select block over here. I will leave this to allow, and all the other settings I will leave it to default. And then I would be clicking on next at the bottom left over here. Access requirements is where pin lives. So if I toggle this pin for access to not required, then every other settings is grayed out. Basically, it is not enforced. But we want to enforce this. So we'll move this to require again. Then over here for pin type, we can either select numeric or passcode. I will leave it to numeric for now. Simple pin is pin like 12341111. Would it be allowed? I will simply allow it for now. This is the select minimum pin length. For us, I am fine with 4. You can raise it to other lengths as well if you want. The next is touch ID instead of pin. It's up to you. I am keeping it allow. Override biometrics with pin after timeout. It's required. Timeout minutes of inactivity. The default is 30. I would like to keep it 30 as well. So face ID instead of pin. I'll just move this to block because I want to enter the pin. That's the reason I am moving it to block. At this moment of time, reset, pin reset after number of days. I am setting it to no. App pin when device pin is set. For example, if your device already has a pin, then the application protection or your managed application will not require you to set a new pin for your managed application. But we want the managed applications to have a separate pin. That's the reason we are setting it to require over here. Work or school account credentials for access, we really don't want the user to enter their whole credentials over here. So we will keep it to not required for now. The next is recheck the access requirements after minutes of inactivity. In an idle scenario, you should keep it something like 30 or 60. But just for demo, I will keep it 1 and I will click on next over here at the bottom left. Conditional launch is the list of checks Outlook runs every time it opens. Most of these are already filled in for you. And the enhanced level makes two small but important changes. First one, the offline grace period for wiping data drops from 90 days over here to 30 days. Second, we add a disabled account block. For that, we have to click on the drop down over here and select disabled account. And over here, we have to select block access. So the moment someone is disabled in Entra ID, Outlook locks them out. Furthermore, since we are targeting just one app here, we would also be setting a minimum app version so that users only use the most up to date and compliant version of Outlook. And this is something your broad app protection bundle policy can never do. So, for that, under app conditions, I will be clicking on the drop down over here and would be selecting minimum app version and would be selecting 5.25. And then for action, if it is below this version, then just warn the user. And then we would be clicking on next over here. For the scope tags, we would be leaving it as default scope tags because I want to keep this video simple to understand. And then I would be clicking on next. For assignment, I would be selecting the same user group, which is all iOS users. And then I would be clicking on it and would be hitting select at the bottom over here. And then I would be clicking on next again and would be reviewing our selections here and would be clicking on create. With this, our dedicated Application protection policy for Outlook has been successfully created. We are now in our iPhone. Let's open Outlook and then let's log in as end user. Let's click on add account. We have entered the work email. Now let's click on add account. Let's enter the password. Okay, your organization is now protecting its data in this app. Restart the app to continue. Let's click on OK. Let's open Outlook once again. Now over here, do note that it asks for a pin. Now one detail you should understand, this is the same work pin we already set on Teams because Teams, Edge and Outlook are all Microsoft apps. They share one work pin across the entire lot. So Outlook is not asking us to invent a new pin. It is asking for the one we already had set in the past. So if you have never set a pin previously, then it will request you to create a new pin. Let's enter 1, 2, 3, 4. Now over here, if you notice, if I go and click in one of the emails, the top one possibly, and then select the text, just self send, and I click on copy. And then if I go into notes and try to paste it, you get a message stating your organization's data cannot be pasted here. Now, if I enter test 1, 2, 3 and copy something from here and then go inside Outlook and click on reply and then hit paste over here, you would notice that we are able to paste it. In the same way, if I open this PDF and then click on the three dots at the top right and click on share, you would notice that only our managed applications show up. The other local saving is not showing up for us. That's all for today. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment and I'll get back to you at my earliest. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.